from Hatfield, Pennsylvania, please welcome Brandon McManus.
Brandon, welcome. Tell us about your handicap.
Yeah, you're interviewing me in a different space, I guess,
Yeah.
in a different sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to be here at the COBank Colorado Open, and I got an exemption to get in here, and I'm a 2.1 handicap right now, and was fortunate enough to let me in here, and I wanted to help kind of showcase some great golf that's here in Colorado and some of the great courses that are here.
Now there's a difference between going out there with your buddies and then actually playing in a tournament. Your experience in tournament golf, first of all, this is going to be a nice experience for you that way. You also had the celebrity. How was that?
No, it's going to be completely different. Obviously, I'm so comfortable on the football field. I've been doing it, since I was a kid, and obviously I've played golf now competitively for about 10, 11 years now, but every time I'm still on the golf course, it always makes you uncomfortable. And I think even if you talk to some of the pros, every time they're on the course, they're still uncomfortable because it's with the hardest sport in the world, and it'll humble some of the greatest athletes in the world who've always all tried to play this sport. And I've said many times before, I'd much rather have a 55-yard field goal to win the Super Bowl than a 4-foot putt. I mean, it's that nerve-wracking, on this course, So I'm excited to be out here and test my abilities against all these great pros.
You're a player rep, and you picked a heck of a year to be a player rep for the Broncos. A lot going on. How do you see things as they start to open up with training camp? Are you kind of happy with the way things are developed, and are you also concerned?
Yeah, I think anytime you're in, these negotiations, obviously with the CBA was first in March, so we, just passed that. And then we have obviously the coronavirus here that's affecting not just our sport, but all the sports around the world. And it's definitely been an interesting year to be the union rep. And but no, I think anytime you're going through business and negotiations and bargaining, the one side's going to want one thing, and our players obviously are worried about our safety.
I should preface this by saying I work for 9 News, and we produced the 4 preseason games for the Broncos. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Right.
Why was the thought of no preseason games for the union? The league wanted to have 1 or 2, if for nothing else, a trial, to go through all the COVID protocols for the players. Why no preseason for the players?
Yeah, I think if you remember my tweet maybe a month ago, I said it's get ready for 1 or 0, because that's it's just from what we had all discussed, at least as the union reps, was that there was an acclimation period that both the owners, doctors, and our doctors, a joint committee, medical committee, that they said how long would it take players to get acclimated to get ready to practice football. And it was 21 days. And so if you start doing 21 days and then add into helmet practices and then padded practices, the time frame just didn't work for preseason games. And obviously I know the owners want to do that, and I feel bad as an undrafted rookie free agent myself. Those preseason games are huge to get film and stuff, so that stuff is difficult. But for the safety reasons of making sure everyone felt safe and not traveling and doing this with games and exposing themselves, it was the best thing for the union.
Okay, finally, John Elway was out here in this Colorado Open a couple years ago. You going to beat his score?
I don't know what he shot, so you have to tell me. But my goal right now, obviously, is to make the cut. Obviously, like I said, these guys do it for a living, being professionals, and it'll be good to get those competitive juices. As you said, if I won the Super Bowl, hopefully I can, make this off my checklist. So
good. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.